Good morning. This is Samuel Jacob Kirshner, voice of the Breeze, welcoming you to our Saturday morning live stream meditation hangout. In the background, I am playing some music from West Africa that reflects my mood this morning. Last couple of days have been scorching hot, and this morning I woke up to this breeze and I don't see any rain, but I almost feel that it could rain any moment. I love connecting everything to nature. Somehow, when I'm connected to nature, to life, there's a different experience that happens. I dare say even maybe a different intelligence. And within a little addition of paying attention to the breath, which I will start to play in the background, so I'm playing now a second track in the background, which is called Breathe Love. And there are chimes that are programmed to pay attention to the breath breathing in the higher chime, breathing out on the lower chime. It's a slowed down breath of about 4 to 5 breaths per minute. And paying attention to the breath, opening the heart to it, breathing with more ease is what I call breathing love. So I know that the whole idea of breathing love, it's not something that the rational mind understands. Some people do, but most of the people that I speak to about it, when I say breathe love, they're like, what do you mean? I feel almost that, yeah, I could explain it, of course, and I do it all the time. But rather than explaining what breathing love is, I would rather experience it and would like to invite you to experience it without understanding it necessarily in the head. The whole premise of breathing love really is that it is something so innate. I believe that who we are is love, and our nature is love. We are coming from love, we are going to love, and who we are is love. We just need to be reminded of that. Breathe. And I guess my life's work is about reminding myself And those who are interested to be reminded that our nature is love. We just get distracted usually by fear, stress, anxiety. And this distraction is based in our existential trauma, the trauma of being human. And when we get distracted by the trauma, we are infusing ourselves with adrenaline and cortisol, and we get anxious and agitated and mistrustful, and we get into this state of survival at any cost. So I think I want to play you now something I recorded this week about that new intelligence that I think we need right now to be able to access. So I'm going to play that track and pretty much listen to it with you. And I'm back in a couple of minutes. We need a new intelligence to deal with the complexities of life in the 21st century. The intelligence of the breath, the wisdom of the heart, and the music of the soul. How often do you get upset about something, telling yourself or others a story of what happened, believing that it's the truth, getting worked up, stressed, anxious, and mad, seeking at the least some agreement and validation, and at the most, wanting retribution and revenge? In the story you're telling, part of your narrative, the one that never changes, just keeps getting imported into what's currently triggering you. Like when you're driving with your best friend and you keep jumping up because you believe that your friend is about to get into an accident. And this time, when you jump up, you're telling her that her driving sucks, and now she's getting all upset, saying that she was not getting into any accident and she was aware of what you thought was dangerous, and that you're just being hysterical, attacking, and ungrateful. Where do we go with such a conversation? Who is really telling the truth here? Who is being reactive, unfair, perhaps defensive and self-righteous, emotionally stuck, and even immature? You see, this is just a small, simple example of how we often try to figure things out in our head from a biased and stressful place, and that it would sound entirely different if we addressed it from the pace of the breath, in the rhythm of the heart, maybe even from our inner safe and sacred place. In the head, we usually are caught up in a narrative that's influenced by our left brain, our ego fear mind, the traumatized nervous system, pretty much like a knee jerk reaction waiting to happen. A place that's divisive, defensive, ready for fight or flight and being right. A place that can't really bring us to understanding, unity, wholeness, and compassion. For that to happen, we need to access another part of the brain, the intelligence of the breath and the wisdom of the heart. Take care of yourself and breathe love. Practice opening your heart and breathing with ease, letting the breath wash clear and heal any physical constrictions, mental worries, and negative predictions. Move your stuck and destructive emotions. You can connect to the breath. Feel it in your body. Open your heart and move with grace. Allow the breath to wash clear and heal your constrictions and stuck emotions. Celebrate and make sacred the transformation of fear to love, and deepen your humanity by accepting the challenges of the human condition. The emotional truth is not a fact, it's an experience based on what you feel, and your ability to name your experience and own it and create extra space are crucial. It has to do with your willingness to be the victor rather than the victor of the breath versus the victim of stress. Example: you scare me, you hurt me, you make me feel bad. That's okay to begin with, but eventually you need to open your heart and breathe compassion and own your own feelings. When you said to me, "You've got so much stuff," I felt embarrassed. And then I felt angry, thinking, how dare you talk to me like that when you're such a mess? Here is the key. Before you go pumping your hurt ego and being right, you can take care of yourself and breathe love. Slow down. Open your heart to yourself with compassion. Follow the pace of the breath in the rhythm of the heart. At any time, you can breathe love. It's just a reminder of where you're coming from, where you're going to, and who you are. If you're triggered by anyone or anything that's hurting you, upsetting you, or pissing you off, you particularly deserve to breathe love. Drop your attention to your chest and belly. Notice where you feel a tightness in your body. Slow down your breathing. your heart just a crack, and allow your breath to wash clear and heal your physical tightness, your emotional upset, your mental negativity. Continue breathing love until you feel calmer, lighter, more joyful, and clear. Take a moment to celebrate taking responsibility for your life. Start your day and go to sleep breathing love. Breathe love. Pay attention to what comes up. The voices of doubt and self-disdain, the allergy to love, cynicism, and pain. Breathe love to anything that's unlike love. Breathe love into your mother's voice saying, "There is no love. It's just a habit which one day you'll rudely awaken from." Breathe love into the terrible loss you had when the love of your life betrayed you. Breathe love into when your loving father abused you. Breathe love into when your body failed you. Breathe love into when your one and only died on you. Breathe love into when your country tortured and deported you. Breathe love into when your ego abandoned you. Breathe love into when your president threatened to fire you. Breathe love into when your best friend rejected you. Breathe love into when your memory has left you. Breathe love into when your life no longer felt worthy of living. Breathe love into your lost soul. Breathe love into trauma triggering you. Breathe love into when you pooped your pants in public. Breathe love into when the world felt unsafe. Breathe love into when loneliness gnaws at you. Breathe love into when worry overcomes you. Breathe love into when humanity is not what you belong to. Breathe love into being gassed by your leader. Breathe love into when your sexual identity is attacked. Breathe love into when your gender is not honored. Breathe love into when there is no God in sight. Breathe love into when you want to put an end to it all. Breathe love into when all else fails. I'm smiling because that last sentence, that last verse of breathing love into when life is not worth living, or when you want to put an end to it all. This is a hard one to speak about if you don't have that experience. I wish you not to have that experience. I had it several times in my life, wanting to put an end to it all, meaning my life. I even tried. Obviously, I didn't succeed. However, that so informed my commitment and passion and tenacity, I think, for the rest of my life, that if you can breathe love to that, you can breathe love to anything. I was trying to give you a range of all the things that one can breathe love into, and they all seem to be unlike love itself. But here is the amazing possibility that we have. Fear, hatred, negativity, evil, not the opposite of love. They are the lack of love. And in some mysterious way, I cannot figure that one out. Because our nature is love, we can transform every situation, everything that's unlike love, the most extreme situation, to love itself, simply by opening our hearts to the breath. That's one way. Breathing with ease and letting the breath wash clear and heal our constrictions, negativities, struggles, pains, suffering. This is a practice. It's not just a theory. It's not something to agree with or not agree with. I mean, for me, this lives in the realm of the unarguable, which is what a mantra really is. It's my mantra, breathe love. I arrived to it from my experience. As I said before, my most extreme experience of being ready to end my life and being in so much pain and in so much unbearable suffering that the idea of checking out was very tempting. And I guess out of being in that state more than once, I have developed this curiosity, and also there was nothing else for me to do. I had no solutions. I had no alternatives, really. I tried them. And so I had to discover something deeper in myself, which I understand from other people I speak to who have gone through some extreme challenges and life situations. When all else fails, you have to come back to yourself, to your soul, to that part of you, of us that maybe we have disconnected from. This is what trauma does. Disconnects us from our soul. It is our job, however, to find ways to heal our trauma. And I found that the process can be joyful, celebratory, sacred. So I noticed that we don't have any more reminder here to breathe love. And maybe a little more music, the music that we started. I am offering, particularly starting a daily practice, a breathing practice, conscious breathing practice that connects you to love and to your true nature and your original self. I offer this practice, the training, coaching of how to develop such a practice individually, in groups, also for institutions, hospitals, schools, colleges, families. If you'd like to find out more about the work of the Breeze, and particularly our new program that is, we're soon going to start to do it online, Artists of Living, those who are the ones they've been waiting for and who are living the change they want to see out in the world. We are going to start it very soon. If you want more information about all the above, please go to my website, Breaze, BREAZE.com. This is Samuel Jacob Kirshner, voice of the Breeze, wishing you a day filled with joy, oxygen, and ease.